Greetings YouTube, Extra Guyver here once more. This time I am bringing you a manga review. Now, for those of you who don't know what manga is, they are Japanese comics translated into English. So, I bring you, well, if you watch my other reviews, if you watch my Guyver review, it is Guyver. This is volume 1 of the manga, released by Shang Yi. Now, if you're wondering who on earth Shang Yi are, they're a manga distribution company in Singapore. Now, they've got the rights to distribute Guyver in English there, and that's about it. Meaning to get hold of it is rather awkward, so thank you, eBay. And I was able to get hold of it. Now, they've so far released the first 10 volumes of the manga. They have licensed the volume 15, though they are taking forever to release volume 11. Come on guys, hurry up and release it, I want volume 11. So, anyway, back to the review. Guyver. The manga has been going in Japan since 1985. It is by Yoshia Tayaka. Now, he has said that his inspiration for the Guyver was the Kamen Rider series. Now, I have not watched Kamen Rider, though thanks to the Moonbase 2 guys, on their chance I have been persuaded to start watching one of the later Kamen Rider series, Kamen Rider Blade. So, yeah, go watch that. But I'm digressing, so back to the manga. Guyver, as I said in my review of the recent anime TV series, is the story of Sho Fukamachi, a Japanese high school boy, 17 years old, who accidentally acquires a Guyver unit and is forced to fight the evil Kronos organization, who make Zoanoids, men who turn into monsters and want to take over the world. Now, one of the things you should keep in mind is, Viz at one point did release Guyver in English, but they gave up around volume 7 due to low sales. And if you compare the two, although Shang Yi has some English problems with the translation, their translation is far more accurate. They address the scientific terms, they've got the data files, plus they've got the advantage of the fact that the publication came later, because at one point in Japan, Guyver's original publisher went bankrupt and Guyver changed publishers to Kadokawa, and it gave Takia the chance to go back and re-release the earlier volumes. But when he did, he updated some of the artwork and designs to reflect the manga later on. The biggest change being Guyver 2. His original design was very different to what later appeared in flashbacks in later volumes of the manga and what appeared in the anime OAVs and of course the 2005 TV series. That was the biggest change. He also changed some of the artwork around, made scenes a bit more clearer. So, these books have the updated artwork, which the Viz versions don't because they were released before it. Plus the Viz versions are out of print and very hard to get hold of. I've only got 2. Not to mention Viz had the strange notion of using covers for the volumes that had nothing to do with it. I mean, one cover has a headshot of the gigantic Guyver, and as I said, Viz only ran at the volume 7. The gigantic Guyver doesn't appear till book 10. Yeah. Anyway, the story opens with Sho attending, the story opens, Sho is attending high school. And the story begins on a dark, lonely road. How many stories start that way? But yes, a truck driver picks up some strange guy who's got a little duffel bag. It looks rather sick. This guy is on the run. In his duffel bag are 3 mysterious objects. The truck driver asks what they are, thinking they're drugs. Tries to get in on what he believes is some money. Our vagrant says, no! Truck driver tries to kill him and take the bag. Only our little vagrant turns into a monster and kills the truck driver and claims his property. Later, we cut the show in high school, and he is musing that he is a member of the student council, the secretary to be precise, and he has a crush on his childhood friend Mizuki, who is the vice president of the council. Sadly, she has a crush on Ogito Makashima, the president of the student council. All around pretty boy, and you know, everyone wants him. He's the pretty boy who's very masculine, very posh, and very, well, I'm assuming it's what schoolgirls go for. I have no idea myself, but yes. Well, of course, Sho does have some advantage towards music. He is best friends with her older brother, Tetsuru. And these two are going to go for a walk in the forest. Meanwhile, we cut back to the debris of said truck that was destroyed, getting the driver by the zombie monster thing. And we get to a van full of soldiers with helmets. These are the soldiers of Kronos organization. They are here to track down their escapee test subject, who stole, and the things he stole were the 3 guyver units. Now, the guyver units were found by Kronos. Kronos does not have the technology to make guyver units. They can make zoonoids, not guyver units. So obviously they want them back. Now, they were able to corner and chase down this test subject, and he transforms into his monster form. Only one of these soldiers transforms into his zoonoid form. He is known as Gregor. Gregor is the strongest mass-produced zoonoid type with the strength of 15 men. The test subject only has the strength of 7 men. So, yeah, he tries a direct confrontation and gets his arms ripped. You know, we see the blood spatter and everything. So, sadly, the test subject had a bomb on him and he sets it off, killing himself and scattering the 3 units into the woods. One is recovered by Kronos, although it is damaged in the explosion. This becomes a key plot point later. One unit, we don't know what happens to it straight away. The other unit happens to land where Sho and Tetsuru are in the woods by a lake. Curiosity gets the better of the lads and they start poking the thing with a stick. Sho picks it up and accidentally hits a switch. This activates the unit. And the casing, well, is shot off and the organism inside the unit attaches itself and begins the emerger process with Sho. It's a very shocking and painful experience, since the way the guyver works is it partially merges with you, i.e. it partly eats you and rearranges your biology in order to make you a stronger being. But obviously, first time it merges with you, it's got to figure you out. So Sho, in his pain and clutching his head, jumps into the nearby lake. Tetsuru, in shock, is then set upon by the chasing squad. Kronos soldiers led by Gregor. Just as they're about to kill him, out from the lake emerges Sho, fully transformed into the guyver. Now, at this point, Sho is unconscious. The guyver is in control. The guyver has a built-in self-defense mechanism which will work to keep the host alive from threats when the host is unable to act himself. He can also act on the host's subconscious. In this case, it determines to protect Tetsuru from the zoonoid. Obviously, the guyver is a little dinky thing compared to Gregor, so they think, we'll kill him, easy. Only they are shocked to see him break Gregor's arms and then snap his head. The rest of the zoonoids retreat, and then Sho comes to, realises that he's become a monster, screams, and the guyver disengages from him and disappears into the lake. That is the first chapter of Guyver and sets the scene.